the glorious sun moves into Aries, into its exaltation sign. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hello everybody, I'm Tina Chaudry. Welcome to my channel and a very warm namaste. So the sun will move into Aries on April 14th and it will stay there for 30 days until May 14th. So the sun always stays in the same house for 30 days. So it's going to move into Aries and it's going to move into the nakshatra of Ashwini. So the Ashwini Nakshatra is ruled by Ketu, and Ketu is also the first nakshatra of all the 27 nakshatras. So we're going to talk about the nakshatra first and Ashwini, and then we'll talk about Aries later. So Ashwini is, like I said, it's ruled by Ketu. It's the first nakshatra of all the 27 nakshatras, but Ketu is represented by the white horses, or the two horses. Now these two horses mythologically are the sons of sun. So they're the two children of the sun god. So and they represent vitality, energy, and courage. So if you know that even nowadays they measure the mechanical power of something in horsepower, because a horse is supposed to be the strongest animal. Not only is the representation of these two horses for power and strength, but also these two horses, which is called the Ashwini Kumars. So the name is Ashwini Kumars. They represent healing. So they're characteristic of these two horses is healing. So it is very actually right now it's very important that the sun has moved into the nakshatra of Ashwini, because Ashwini represents not only strength and vitality but healing. So at this time, when during the COVID pandemic, for us the sun to move into this nakshatra, it actually represents healing from this horrific pandemic that we're having. And you'll see that as the sun moves through this nakshatra and towards the end of the cycle of the nakshatra movement, the sun's movement through this nakshatra, there will be much healing in a lot of pockets in the world from the COVID pandemic. We know that the vaccines being administered right now, but return to normalcy. I'm seeing that there's going to be a return to normalcy as the sun progresses through this nakshatra. It's a beautiful nakshatra. Then Ketu also represents the ruler of this nakshatra, also represents spirituality. So I think as people begin to heal, things become return to normalcy as much as possible. People start to get more spiritually inclined and be thankful for that they have recovered from this. Why is the sun considered exalted in the sign of Aries? Because Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, and that's a fiery planet. So it's a fire sign, and the sun element is fire. So they're both very complementary signs and planets. So that's why the sun feels very comfortable in Mars, and hence it's a point of exaltation for the sun. Now, what does exaltation of a planet mean? I've explained it in my video before, but I'll say it again. Exaltation of a planet means that when it moves, it's powered to give its most benefic results. Even a planet that's slightly malefic will give its best benefic results when it's exalted. So the sun is considered slightly malefic. It's not as malefic as not Ketu, but Rahu and Saturn, and it's not as benefic as Jupiter, but it's slightly malefic. Now, why is it slightly malefic and not fully malefic? Because sun is fire. That's the element of the sun, and we need fire. The fire is good for us. It's fire in our belly, fire for cooking, fire for growth. Plants and animals need the warmth and the fire, or the light. Fire is also light, so we need it for life. But and so enough fire is good for us. It's jivakaraka. It gives us life. But when fire gets out of control, it can cause devastation. That's why it's slightly malefic. It's a little bit benefic also within reason, but when it gets out of control, it becomes devastating. So that's why it's slightly malefic. Now the reason the sun can get malefic is because when you have too much sun, you have the malefic effects of it is too much arrogance, too much ego, fiery speech. So that's why it's considered a little malefic. But you know what? It never gives you really bad results, because the sun signifies our soul and the sun signifies our father. So a father can never do bad for their child. A father can be very strict. It can be very disciplinarian, but it can never do really bad results. That's how I think that the sun is slightly malefic, because it's a strict disciplinarian sign, but it will never give bad results. But it needs to be contained and it needs to be controlled. So now we're going to look at the significations of Aries. It's represented by the animal, the ram, and the depiction of the sign is the two curved horns of the ram. And the ram in medieval times was associated with power and fertility. Aries is also the first sign of the zodiac, as I mentioned in my previous video. It's the first sign of the zodiac, so it depicts pioneering, leadership, taking initiative, and pushing forward and moving through obstacles. So let's take a look at the ram. Now the ram uses its horns to actually attack its enemies or anything else. It also uses its horns to push through obstacles so it can move forward. So it's very aptly described. That's the sign of the Aries zodiac sign, and this is how it's symbolized. It also, in medieval times, like I mentioned, it was the sign of fertility and power. A lot of the medieval temples you'll see have the Aries or the lamb or the ram depicted in its temples, and especially the Roman Empire. The sun's transit into Aries happens in spring. So in spring, if you think about it, when you plant the seedlings, which is the start of spring, is the burst of the flowers and the plants. So when you plant the seedling, the first shoot that comes out of the ground also represents the exact same thing as the horn, which is the single line that divides into two, and looks exactly like the symbol of Aries, which is the ram. So it looks exactly like the same thing. So it also depicts spring and growth, new growth. Think about it. This little seed that's planted underneath dirt has enough force to push its way through the dirt and come through into the light and grow into either a plant that bears fruit or flowers, and then over time it can grow into this giant tree. So that all starts with a seed. This is very symbolic because Aries is the sign of new beginnings, or planting new things and then them growing into this beautiful whatever that you want it to be, either flowers, fruits, or giant trees that give shade to people many years later. So this is the symbol or the time to start new things and have them bear fruit later on. It's not a coincidence that Aries, or the sun going into Aries, is in spring, because this is what the true meaning of the exaltation of sun means this is a perfect time. It's a perfect time for you and everybody to think about what they can plant. What is that seedling of life or their heartfelt goal or desire that they can plant at this time and have it grow later into whatever it is that they desire. It's a very opportune time. It's a very powerful time. You get the positive energy of the sun right now, and the time is very ripe to plant something in your life that your heart's desire, because it has a very good chance of bearing fruit later. Just like you would plant your flowers, you would plant all kinds of fruits and vegetables right now in all the places that the snow has defrosted now. Spring is where, when crops are planted. for harvesting later. This is also symbolic of what you can do in your life now. So this is 30 days of this time is extremely important for you, everybody, to take advantage of this time. And when I make my predictions for all the ascendants, you can kind of figure out what you can do. But really, the sky is the limit, literally, because the sun has so much power right now to give you what you want if you plant the seedling now. The sun in general represents our superiors, our bosses, our leadership, politicians, leaders of large organizations, and leaders of any organizations, and definitely represents our father. And at the metaphysical level, it represents our soul. So right now is a great time to if this is a great time to further your career, or if you're thinking of doing something as far as career growth is concerned, this is a good time to start something. You can reach out to people, if you're looking for career growth, or if you're looking to start a new job or something. This is a great time to start that effort, is what I'm saying, when you plant the seedling. So it's a good time to start a job search, start for looking for career advancement, start a new project, start a new business. So definitely something in the realm of career, profession, and business. This is a good time for that. If people are looking for soul searching, or if they want to move on to a higher level of spiritual growth, this is also a perfect time, because the sun does represent our soul. So if you want to do mantra practice, if you want to start meditation, a meditation regimen, or if you want to start something where you want to following a guru, or you want to start following some sort of a meditative practice or religious practice. Not religion so much, because Jupiter is more religion. The sun is more food for your soul. So if you want to do something that is more peace, giving you peace or mental calm, more food for your soul, then this is a good time to start it, because chances are it will continue for a long and give you lots of benefits. So generally speaking, this is what the sun represents. And if you do something to feed that right now, or start something related to that, there's a very good chance that you're going to get very good benefits from it later, and that it continues to do well in the future. I'm going to move on to my predictions, because I think I've talked about the sun a lot in my previous video, which is part 1 of this. So this is part 2, which was I promised would be mainly for predictions. So I'm going to move on to my prediction part of the video. Just make sure, please, if you like my videos, make sure you hit a like button, share it with your friends and family, and also subscribe to my channel. I'm moving on to predictions. So the first sign is Aries. Aries, this is happening in your first house. So the rule of prediction is that wherever the sun is, that's where the spotlight will be, because the sun shines the spotlight wherever it's transiting. So the spotlight is on you. How much better does it get? So it's the ruler of your 5th house, and the 5th house rules generally good luck, also children and projects. If you're in consulting, what a great time. If you want to start consulting, or if you want to start your own consulting projects or starting projects. So the 5th house also rules projects, creativity, hobbies, singing. And if you are into the arts, if your career is into arts, what a great time to be in the spotlight. So definitely one of the best transit for you. Also, you're going to have a lot of courage, you're going to have a lot of energy, burst of energy. Is that what the sun gives us? So burst of energy. If you want to jumpstart your career, if you want to start something new in your career, reach out to people and do whatever it is that it takes. But again, if you have a career that relates to consulting, fine arts, sports, this is such a good transit for you. Take advantage of the 30 days. Take full advantage of the 30 days. The only thing I caution you against is make sure you watch that ego and the arrogance. That might be a little bit, that you might be a little prone to that. So make sure you watch that ego, but don't let these 30 days go to waste. This is going to be spectacular for you. Taurus, the transit is happening in your 12th house, so that's where the spotlight is. The 12th house represents expenses, so you need to guard against some expenses that you may be wanting to spend on or do luxury shopping, because it's the ruler of your fourth house. So the fourth house represents your home, real estate, your mom, your mother, and also luxury items that you use in the house. So it could be a car, it could be furniture, it could be high ticket items for the home. So I think you might be tempted to spend on that, so you need to watch that tendency. If you have the money, go for it, but if you're watching your expenses, you may have to control it a little bit. Also, make sure you watch your enemies. If at work somebody may be talking behind your back, so just make sure your ears and eyes open all the time. Otherwise, it's an expensive time for you. If you have the money, enjoy it, but otherwise, spend wisely. Make sure you're not doing spending on something that you shouldn't be spending. Otherwise, it's an okay transit for you. It's not too bad, but watch your mom's health. Take care of her. Gemini, this is happening in your 11th house. So the sun puts the spotlight on your 11th house. The 11th house represents gains, profits, all kinds of wish fulfillment at this time. So the sun is the ruler of your 3rd house. So the 3rd house, it relates to courage, determination, hard work, your siblings and your neighbors also. So you will get the benefit of all this, the courage and the hard work and the dedication that you've been putting in for a long time, and you will see the benefits now. This is a great transit for you. Actually, you may have a better relationship with your siblings at this time as well. They may be the key to your luck. Also, your neighbors, you may have a good relationship with them as well. But don't let go of this 30-day period. It's a really, really good transit. You're one of the signs that this is a very good transit for. So make sure you take full advantage of these 30 days. If there's something that your heart's desire, your goal, if you do the hard work and you put the seed in now for fruit later, this is actually an excellent time for you to do it. So hard work, dedication, and then you're going to see the benefits. Or you may already have started to see some of those benefits of the hard work and dedication, determination that you did in the past. But again, you can put the seedling in now, or put the seed in now to see them later. Again, wish fulfillment and all the profit and gains for the next 30 days. I think it's a great transit for you. Enjoy it, and good luck to putting in the seed for it even in the future. I think it's a wonderful transit. You're one of the lucky ascendants for this transit. Cancer, this is happening in your 10th house. The spotlight is on your 10th house. The 10th house represents career, profession, and status. And it rules, and the sun rules your 2nd house, which is the family and wealth. So how many better houses can you get impacted in this transit? Reach out to friends and family. You will get all their support. If you're looking for a job, and if you're looking for that dream job, don't be lazy. Reach out and apply for it, and be a little aggressive, be a little pushy. Don't be lazy to go get the job that you want. You're going to get it. Also, you may have all the family support right now that you need to, further your career also at this time. It's a great time for you. Don't take a full advantage of these 30 days. And reach out to everybody for your goal accomplishment. Make sure you plan out your job search or your career advancement. Make sure you plan it out, and make sure you do everything you can to accomplish your goals. Definitely, this is a good time, a very good transit for you. The sun loves being in the 10th house, so this is a good transit for you. Leo, this transit is happening in your 9th house. The sun is your ascendant lord, and the 9th house represents our good luck, our karmic luck. And so the sun has come into your 9th house to change your luck, and it's literally going to put the spotlight on your good luck. Take full advantage of this time. Literally, it's whatever it is that you want, you can have at this time. Whatever seed that you put in at this time, you can have, and it will bear fruit, because now the good luck factor is in your hands. It is all yours for the taking. So you can, as far as children is concerned, as far as career is concerned, as far as name and fame, as far as wealth is concerned, it is yours for the happening. You can just take whatever it is that you want. Make sure you do the hard work. Put in whatever it is that you want. Start whatever it is that you want. Projects, education for children, any wealth giving projects. Literally, I can't even name all of them because literally you are one of the ascendants that it's the luckiest for. So make sure you take full advantage of it. Make sure you watch your father's health, and make sure you watch that ego a little bit. Ego and arrogance, you need to watch that a little bit. But literally, this transit is one of the best for you. Don't let these 30 days go to waste. Take full advantage of them. Virgo, this transit is happening in your 8th house. The 8th house is not a favorite of all the astrologers because it depicts sudden events, troubles, and obstacles. But how can you make best advantage of it? I think this is a good time to think about transformation and changes that you can make in your lifestyle as far as your health is concerned and as far as your relationships is concerned. Think about what lifestyle changes that you can make to transform your health and your body for the better. What is something that you can do going forward on a regular basis that would improve your health, that would improve your relationships with everybody at home and at work? What is something that you do that you don't like about yourself? This is a good time to examine things about yourself that you don't like and transform for the better. This is how you best use the advantage, how you best use the energy of the 8th house, which otherwise could be a negative house, but you can always change the negative house into a positive house if you use that transformational and energy into something positive. Do something positive for yourself, transform yourself into somebody better and a healthier person. That's how you can best use this energy right now. Libra, this is happening in your 7th house. Unfortunately, the sun doesn't perform well in the 7th house. The 7th house rules our partners, business partners, as well as our spouse. Why doesn't it perform well in there? Because the sun has an ego and it's a little arrogant, and the sun's a leader. So guess what? You're trying to take on the leadership position in the marriage with your marital partner and your business partners, and they're not going to like it because partnerships are 50-50, and everybody's going to resent the fact that you have a little bit of an ego and arrogance, and you're going to try to tell them what to do. Just make sure you watch for that, and things might be okay. Otherwise, everything's okay. This is the only thing you need to watch against is your arrogance, and you might be a little angry and rude with them. Take care to watch your words. Make sure you have a good relationship. Maintain that good relationship. It's only 30 days, and the sun will move on to the next house, a better house for you. Good luck. Scorpio, the transit's happening in your 6th house. Normally, the 6th house is not a favorite of astrologers, but in this case, the transit will work for you. You know why? Because the 6th house rules enemies and disease. But when the sun moves in there, the sun is powerful. It has ego, it has aggression, so it has the power to fight off enemies and win against them. So if there's people that have been fighting with you, or you have those hidden enemies, you might just win the war. And also disease. If you've been struggling with health problems, the sun will give you good vitality, good energy to fight these diseases. So actually, the sun in the 6th house is not a bad transit. So this is the best advantage that you're going to have of this transit. What's the guidance for you? I think you should make sure that you take good care of your health. Make sure you keep your arrogance in check and ego in check. Otherwise, those enemies, they can actually turn into a worse situation with that. And so make sure you are nice to everybody. Make sure you keep very, very good care of your health. Otherwise, the sun's vitality can actually deplete. So don't misuse the sun's power in the 6th house. Otherwise, everything is good. It's an okay transit for you. Sagittarius, it's happening in your 5th house. Now, the sun is the natural ruler of the 5th house, so it loves being in the 5th house. So the spotlight on the 5th house, what does it rule? Education. If you're a student and if you're pursuing education, what a great time to pursue your education. Do anything related to that. Love life. If you're looking for love life, the 5th house definitely rules that. Start something new. Also, if you're starting to, if you want to go pursue a guru or start a health regimen or a spiritual regimen, the fifth house rules that. The fifth house rules mantras also. So if you want to start mantra practice, and great time. The sun, remember I said, is your soul, so this is a great time to start something spiritual, start some mantra practice also. This is a great time for that. Children, so if you're looking to start a family, what a perfect time. This would be a great time for that as well. Also, the sun rules a starting of projects. The fifth house, like I said, rules projects. It also rules careers that are related to the arts, the fine arts, singing and dancing. So those kind of professions. What a great time. So the ninth, for the Sagittarius ascendants, the transit in the ninth house is one of the best transits. So you're one of the ascendants that this is a great time for. Take full advantage of it. Start whatever it is that you want to start. Pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue, and it's actually, yours for the taking. It's one of the best transits. You're one of the lucky ascendants. So make sure you don't let these 30 days go to waste. Good luck. Capricorn, this is happening in your fourth house. But so the spotlight is on your fourth house. The fourth house represents domestic happiness, mental happiness, and generally happiness within the home. But the sun is the ruler of your eighth house. So the eighth house represents obstacles, stress, loss of peace of mind and stuff like that. So you may feel, so this transit is a little okay for you, but you may feel like, you're a little stressed, you're not happy at home, or you're, things are just generally, I'm stressed out at home, or you're not feeling well, but it may be unfounded, because you may actually not have a problem. You may just feel like you have a problem. The key is to surround yourself with positive people. Don't hang around with negative people. It may make it worse. And also, the guidance I can give you is to, practice meditation, practice your mantras, and also, stay close to the divine, whoever it is, the faith that you choose to believe in. And that helps alleviate, go through this 30-day period where you feel, I'm not having fun, I'm not liking it, I'm not happy. And the 30 days, will go by faster, much better, because if you stay close to divinity or whatever faith that you believe in, I think that's the key right now. I think all of these fears will be unfounded, because it's just the eighth house causes unfounded fears. So you may have unfounded fears. I'm not saying there'll be real fears, something to worry about. I think you may just feel like that for no reason. So make sure that you follow your faith, stay close to positive people, and stay close to the divine, and I think everything will be fine. It's 30 days, and then the sun will move on to the next house for much better things. But again, it's an okay transit. It's not a bad transit. Good luck. Aquarius, this transit is in your third house, and the sun is the ruler of your seventh house, which is partnerships, business, marital, and of course your business as well. So if you're trying to start a new business, or have your relationship improve, what a great time for you. This is a ray of hope. The Aquarius ascendants have had a very tough time last year, and now with Jupiter's transit and now Sun's transit, this is literally a game changer for you. Anything that you want, you can have this time with your courage, determination, and willpower, and the strength and the vitality that the sun is going to give you in the third house. Do whatever it is that you want. Start whatever it is that you want. Social media is going to be very good for you. Third house represents social media. If you're a YouTuber like me, you want to start your own channel, this would be a great time to do that. So again, it's a game changer for you. These 30 days are very critical. Put whatever seed it is that you want to start something new, and you can have it. So the third house looks at your ninth house. The ninth house is the house of luck. So literally, luck is also on your side. So this is a great transit for the Aquarius ascendants. Take full advantage of it. Pisces, this is happening in your second house. The second house represents family, wealth, and savings. But the sun is the ruler of your sixth house. So the sixth house rules debts, loans, and also illnesses or disease. So it might be a time where you feel like your savings are getting used up to pay off loans or debts. If you don't have to do that, then you may feel like you want to take on loans to buy more things. I think you should be very careful about your finance at this time. It might be a challenging time for finance. I think before you make any financial decisions, it might be a good idea to get the advice of some family members who you feel are may give you good advice. I think they would give you good advice because remember, the second house is getting impacted. So get good advice from family members. Make sure you listen to the advice. Make sure you're not doing all of this on your own, because sometimes when the sun is in whatever house it's in, it tends to give you this leadership idea where you feel, I'm the only person, I can do this on my own, I can do this on my own kind of a feeling. But right now I think it's the guidance I can give you is to make sure that you take the advice of good family members before you make any financial decisions, because the financial decisions that you make now will impact you for a long time. So make sure you make good financial decisions as far as loans or paying off loans is concerned, or utilizing your family's savings is concerned, and you get the advice of other family members as well at this time. It's a 30-day transit. It will pass. Don't worry about it. It's an okay transit. With that, this is the end of all my predictions for all my ascendants. Hope everybody has a really, really good transit. Hope everybody has a good time. Good luck. May the sun always, always give you its blessings and its vitality and energy for these 30 days. I'll see you on my next video. Goodbye for now.